Hey friend, I was going on a walk. Would you come with me? Come on. If we haven't met before, my name is Kendall, and I'm all about doing authentic real life together. And I want to be authentic not only with myself, but with you, and most importantly with God. Because where there's authenticity, that's where you can build real connection. And that's what I want to do with you here. That's often why I decide to call you my friend, even though we haven't met in person. I wanted to walk you through an exercise today that I found really meaningful to me, and I thought it might be something that was meaningful to you too. And it won't take long. We'll keep it within our normal daily walk time, or I should say weekly walk time at this point. So in order to do this, it helps if you can write it down on a bit of scratch paper, but if you're out here walking with me, more power to you. So in order to do this exercise, I want you to think about people you admire. And I want you to think about people that you admire not only for what they can do, but more for their personality. Some personality trait that they have that is something that you look up to. So for an example, I can say my dad, because he has a lot of internal peace. This doesn't really work if you say a football player, because he can really throw the ball down the field. But you could say something like resilience. So if you could think of one person, just start with one, and in 1 to 3 words, what do you admire about them? Can you think of another person that you admire? Maybe you could think of a friend and something you really admire about their life. What about a leader or a teacher, somebody who has authority? Maybe there's a guide in your life that has taught you something important. Is there somebody in your family that you look up to? And not everything about them, just pick one quality, one trait in 1 to 3 words. Maybe it's somebody who's an innovator, or maybe somebody who does public service, somebody in the military, or firefighters, policemen, medical personnel. Just think of 1 to 3 words of what you admire them. So if you need more time, that's totally okay. I'd love for you to take as much time with this as you need. There's no rush. But I am going to move on for somebody who might be done at this point. And the next thing I want you to do is to cross out the name of everyone that you just put on your list. So what you should be left with is a list of attributes or personalities or strengths that somebody possesses. In that list is the type of person that you want to become. If you think about it, if you admire that characteristic in somebody else, it means that's something you want to be more like. If you enjoy the idea of being a kinder person, a stronger person, a smarter person, more resilient, being a better leader, somebody who's more generous. If you can think of whatever those personalities, whatever those traits are, that's the person you want to become. Now, the question that I would like you to ask yourself and spend some time thinking about it is, why do you admire that particular personality trait? What makes it so significant to you? Or if you manage to magically get that personality trait in spades, what would you do with it? What makes it so significant or meaningful? Or what could you accomplish if you were just like that person in that one area? And the stronger that you can make that why in your mind, the more likely you are to want to take action on that, because our emotions feed right into what we accomplish. And then comes the easy part after that, is then figure out, what action steps do you need to take in order to be more like that person? And if you have a strong enough why, you're always going to be able to find the way. You're always going to be able to find a way through, to find a new way to get things done. And if you try something and it fails, that's totally okay too, because the fact that you took action is a significant step. And I really admire you for that. And it just means you have to try something else. It doesn't mean you're done. It just means we got to move on to a new idea. Here, I'll give you my own example. Just one person that I've recently come to admire. His name was Fred Rogers. If his name sounds familiar to you, it's because he used to have a beloved children's show called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And one thing that I really admired about this guy is his presence. He's just somehow had this ability to look straight through the camera, directly into your eyes, and connect with you as a person. I would love to be able to do that with you, because I really do care about you that much. I loved how gentle he was. I love how he brought this level of unconditional acceptance, that who you are was so much more important than anything that you've done. Now, ways that I am learning to be more like Mr. Rogers is simply to increase my listening skills. Picking up how to make people feel more heard and understood and accepted right where they are. For example, this week, I had a friend call me up, and for 3 hours, she talked to me about the problems in her life. And all I had to do back to her was actively listen, to mirror comments to her, to encourage her to keep talking. It wasn't easy, especially since it was getting on near midnight and I had been doing it for 3 hours. But I saw that as an opportunity to grow how I connect with people. So here's the challenge I want to try to give you today, friend. Can you pick one personality characteristic? Just pick one off the list that's significant to you, and pick one small action you can do right now that can make you a little bit more like that. If you want to be kind, can you send a kind message to someone? If you want to be more resilient, can you think of a task that you've been putting off and just simply go do it right now or before the day is done? I'd love to know how that goes. If you leave a comment to see how this exercise struck you, or what you did with it, or what the result was, I'd love to hear about it. And it would also give me an idea of what I might need to cover in future videos. So you're really doing me a favor more than anything else. Oh, hey friend, I really do appreciate you taking some time out of your day to spend time with me. That's really special. that we can connect in this way. Yeah, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you again soon.